We need a game changer in Detroit.
You got to have some rushings, got to get to the quarterback. You get to the quarterback, you start to change those facts right away.
Then you take 32 and 34, which are pretty low picks. You can trade those 2 picks. They're equal to the 17th pick in the draft. So why not swap it over to the Eagles?
You get off the bottom of the defense, you get into the top, and then you get to the playoffs.
Maybe Willis goes to 17.
Prior to the break, Tom, I asked people to give us a call because I do think it's a likely scenario now.
Yeah.
That Hutchinson is on the board for the Lions at 2, and I think they'll take him at that point, but I don't think it's a guarantee.
No, they won't.
Well, whatever the case may be, maybe they won't. How would people feel about it if Hutch is on the board at 2 and the Lions do pass on him and take a Kayvon Thibodeau or take a Jermaine Johnson, who they are very, very high on? Let me say that. So we go to the phones and bring in Lamont. You're first up here on Woodward Sports, Ermanni and Edwards. How you doing, Lamont?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great. What's up, guys?
Hey,
Braylon. Listen, man, you're killing me. I'm a Ram fan, actually, but I follow Goff to Detroit. And when you said yesterday Goff hasn't showed you no special games, and then you say, oh, except the Chiefs game. But then you got the Minnesota game where he had a perfect passer rating. Go back and look at those passes. The Baker compared to Goff thing is ridiculous. Goff has won playoff games and taken a team to the Super Bowl. Down 13-0 on the road against the Saints. He let them back. Gurley was a non-factor. Kupp was out. So all that talk about he can't overcome stuff, he did in that game. In his last game with the Rams, there was no Aaron Donald and no Cooper Kupp, and he still kept that game close with 9 fingers. If you build a team around Goff, he will win for you, no doubt in my mind. I've seen him do it, and he's always produced when you give him weapons, because no quarterback wins without weapons. None.
Lamont, I appreciate that call, and I appreciate you telling us that. I agree with you. I actually just said that I believe Baker Mayfield's a better quarterback than Jared Goff, because I think that Baker Mayfield has that special factor to a certain extent. Yeah, he did come back against the Saints since 13-0. Guess who else came back against the Saints? Case Keenum and Kirk Cousins. They've all beat the Saints because the Saints tend to do that in the playoffs, so that's no special feat. He did get them to the Super Bowl. He was on a pretty good team, a really good team, so I can't take that away from him. That's why I was saying, don't draft the quarterback this year. You draft the defense, maybe get yourself a wide receiver in the free agency space, and then you make Jared Goff look as good as you can, because hey, you may end up falling in love with him next year, and if you don't, at least you keep his passer rating around that 100 QBR, so he looks good, like a shiny new piece of candy for somebody else, because he is still young and he has been to the Super Bowl.
Lamont, hold on before you say anything, Lamont. You want Jared Goff for the future? What are you going to pay him? Are you going to pay him $35 million a year?
Listen, that's the going rate for quarterbacks. First of all, that's a cheap deal right now. Quarterbacks now are getting $45, $50 million, so the 35 is cheap. Goff is better than that. He's better than Wentz. And to me, I watched him. He's better than Russell Wilson. The cap is going up, and the Rams have proven that the cap really doesn't exist. So if you want a player, you can finagle a way to get a player and pay said player.
Sorry. Darn it. Lamont, I'm so sorry I hung up on you on accident.
$35 million is not cheap for a person that you don't believe in, okay? Sean McVay, what did he say? You saw the moment on his face when he was done with Jared Goff. They showed it in the playoff game. He was completely over him, done, sent him to Detroit. Nobody here wanted Jared Goff during the season last year. But then we did make the excuse for him that he didn't have weapons, because he did get better towards the end. Nothing about that scenario tells me he's a guy that I'm going to continue to pay $35 million, because, oh, by the way, $35 million is just what you owe him next year. So if you believe in him, then what you going to pay him after that?
It's going up.
Stop that.
Hey, Lamont, I love you, man. I'm so sorry I cut you off. I'm getting used to the new phone system
Keep
myself.
Your hands off of that screen.
I know. We're going to go to Mike. Mike, you're on Ermanni and Edwards.
Don't touch anything.
Woodward Sports Network. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, I'm living the dream, folks. First off, we got 239 in the building and 40 likes. What is going on? Make sure you hit that like button.
All right, Mike.
Hey, man. This is what I do. I'm on YouTube as well. Folks, it is possible that Kayvon Thibodeau is picked by the Detroit Lions. They've been scouting Thibodeau since what? The Detroit Lions played the Rams.
Yeah.
We have Brad Holmes. He loves his Oregon Ducks over there watching it. If you look at the other players on the team, he's a Duck guy. They're setting the staff all the way to Oregon Ducks to look at Thibodeau. Would I be mad if they take Thibodeau over Hutch? Look, I like Hutch a little bit more. I do like Hutch. With that said, Thibodeau is a multi-dimensional player. Go up front, go back, make big-time plays for the Detroit Lions. That's what it's all about, folks.
Yeah.
We need a game changer in Detroit. And when it comes to Jared Goff, because I just heard that, folks, we need a dynamic quarterback for this football team.
Thank you.
Dynamic.
Big Mike. Big Mike.
Come on.
Get him in. Let's go, baby. Good
you,
stuff there.
Mike.
Yeah. And look, I mean, this is so great to talk about until it's not. We're just ready for it all to happen, right? I mean, just want to know who the Lions are going to take.
Can I throw something out at you guys?
Go ahead. Throw something.
This is what I've been thinking about. You listen, you read. I mean, like I said, I've read 1,000 different articles on the draft. That's what we've been talking about. How about this? You take your safe pick at 2. I know you guys want your defensive end. Go ahead, take your defensive end. You know I want Malik Willis. Put him on the side. Take your defensive end, and then you take 32 and 34, which are pretty low picks, considering you have a top 10 board, top 15 players on the board. You take those two, and if you put them in the draft, what do you call that? The simulator?
Yeah.
Trade calculator.
The trade calculator. It comes out that you can trade those 2 picks. They're equal to the 17th pick in the draft. So why not swap it over to the Eagles or someone up in that area, 16, 17, 18, and get the player you really want. So now you get Kayvon Thibodeau, and maybe Kyle Hamilton falls down in that area. Maybe Derek Stingley falls down.
Drake London.
Well, he's probably going to be off the board.
You don't know.
But one of those receivers.
Whoever you have highly rated.
How would you like Thibodeau and Olave? To me, that's a hell of a draft.
Yeah.
That's
if you're not going to take your quarterback.
But that's more than a hell of a draft. You're arguably talking about the 2 best players at their positions. You're talking about arguably the best defensive rush-in and arguably the best wide receiver. The reason why I keep going with the defensive end side, let me throw some stats out there. These are the Lions stats last year. They had 30 sacks. That finished 30th in the league. All the winners to get up, 49, 48, 47, 44, 30 sacks, 11 interceptions, 30 sacks. 30 sacks. Oppositions last year, 4,160 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. That sounds like a Pro Bowl year from a quarterback, if I say so myself. 34.7% the Lions were on third down on offense. You draft the rush in because it changes all that. You get to the quarterback. Now you start getting to the quarterback. Now you get longer down in distance. Now you get more sacks. Now you keep your offense on the field a little bit more at a time. Keep the offense on the field. Now the defense stays fresh. Defense out there the whole time. You got to have some rush-ins. Got to get to the quarterback. You get to the quarterback, you start to change those facts right away. You get out the bottom of the defense. You get into the top. Then you get to the playoffs.
Maybe Willis goes to 17,
perhaps
16.
if you like him.
If you, yeah.